Hello, everyone. Welcome to the After Ascension Podcast. This is episode number 13. My name is Todd Bryson, and I'm excited to have you here with me. First thing I want to do is thank everyone who has contributed to the podcast and written reviews, sent me feedback about your own personal experience and how my podcast has helped you out. All of that stuff really adds up and snowballs and helps us reach as many people as possible, because there's a lot of people out there that are uncertain about what to do with all this energetic potential that they carry. So really, one of the most helpful things you can do is sharing this podcast on your social media platforms, but not only that, to people personally that you know who may benefit from the information provided. So with what's going on the planet right now, there's a lot of people who are getting sucked into sort of the collective panic and uncertainty, and they don't really know why. And I did an episode a few weeks back called The Empowered Empath, and it's actually become my most popular recording. And I think it's something that would benefit a lot of people out there, because we're all being bombarded with a lot of energy that doesn't belong to us, and we're being asked to process that differently and shield ourselves so that we can stay above sort of the given narrative that everyone else is subjected to. Anyway, for this episode, I do have a lot to share. I have something that came through to me that I feel is really important for the old souls out there who are reaching a pivotal point in their ascension process. But before I do that, I just wanted to say thank you all for the well wishes and the blessings about the baby coming to join our little family here. And I'm happy to report that yes, he is very healthy, mom is very healthy and happy, and we actually made the perfect baby. So yeah, everything is different now, and I'm really, really tired. Those first few days were overwhelming, and I think we're getting into a nice rhythm now and understanding how this little vessel communicates with us, what he needs, and how to support his growth as he begins to have new experiences. Everything's a first for him right now, and that's really exciting to be a part of. But the interesting thing is, about 24 hours before the birth, I sort of went into this weird sort of different state, and I was both preparing for meeting him here as well as saying goodbye to him on the other side. At least, that's the best way to describe what I was feeling at that time. And it was a C-section, so the mom was kind of out of it for a little bit there. So we go into that operating room, and that moment of birth happened so fast, and the baby was put right into my arms, and I got to hold him for probably the first half hour or so while mom was coming back. And man, he didn't fuss really. He was, he cried a little bit, but he pretty much calmed down right away, and he just opened his big blue eyes and stared right at me for, a good 20 minutes or so. And, with his eyes at that point in time, I don't know what he's seeing and what he isn't, if it's all just a blur to him or whatever, but it was definitely, a very, very special greeting / reunion, and also a very familiar feeling of, hey, I know you, and, that was really special. And in that moment, I just sort of sat there and absorbed that energy and thought about his cellular inheritance and his soul's Akash. And in that moment, as we sat there together for the first time, I was able to go into a meditation and do a blessing with him and call forward things from his Akash that I felt would benefit him in this lifetime to have the greatest experience that he could. And what I asked to come forward, I'll just keep to myself. But, it was something in life that can't really be duplicated. And I just sat there in that moment with a clear vision of the design and a greater appreciation for the systems in place and the extremely detailed process that worked out perfectly to get this little boy into my arms. And we're so happy. And yes, we are very tired, but, we're excited going forward, and life couldn't be better. So, anyways, in case you didn't know, that's why there was no new episodes last week. But thankfully, that did give me quite a bit of time to really think about and process what I wanted to discuss in this episode. But before I do that, let's go ahead and take our moment of silence to acknowledge our family and bring them in a little bit closer. Okay, thank you very much for doing that. And that's a good way to start this message because this podcast is going to be all about the support that you have and why things are different now than they were before. And it's been a long journey for a lot of us. And Spirit right now is asking you to pick yourself up and try again because the wind is at your back. And we have an opportunity to be at home a little bit more than we were before, maybe. So this is the perfect time to integrate things from your Akashic records that are going to support you in what it is you want to pursue. Because the truth is, Spirit already knows what you want to do, they know what you're trying to do, and they know how to support you in achieving that. They're already on board with everything that you have going on. And the other night, while I was thinking about what to make this podcast about, nothing was really coming to me, but before I fell asleep, I said, hey, if there's anything you want me to relay to the old souls out here who are working hard and doing the best they can every day, please show me in dream time. And in the dream I had that followed, the vision was clear and the message was clear. The scenario I was in was one where I was failing over and over and over again, like repeatedly the entire time. So frustration started to set in and I began to not want to try. And at that time, a man came to me. I don't know, looking back, who this man was. I don't think it was anybody that I recognize. But in that moment of distress, and, I was super distressed in that dream because, failing sucks. Nobody wants to fail at anything. Nobody wants to learn things the hard way. We all just want things to go smoothly. We just want to feel like we're making progress and all this time and effort that we've put into practicing our craft is going to pay off for us. And in that moment, as I sat there ready to quit, this man approached me in a very stern way, saw that I was hanging my head and down on myself and did not approve of that at all. And his message to me was basically, hey, everybody fails, everybody screws up, that's no excuse to feel bad about yourself. That's no excuse to give up. Get back up, try again, and make it happen. And wow, that message from him really hit home and put me right back into the mindset that I needed to go out and accomplish whatever it was I was trying to do. So, it was a sporting event. I was involved and I had to, do something very specifically that took a lot of skill. And when I went back out there with the support that I was looking for and the confidence in myself that I've trained for this, I came here because of this, I can do it, and nothing's going to stop me. And then at that point, I re-entered the playing field and I performed so flawlessly that everybody else had no choice but to take notice. And then I realized that it was the fear of failure itself that was causing me to fail. And the weight of that energy was something that was really hard to overcome, because nothing we think and feel and do is ever unique when we're talking about the earthly plane that we're existing in. It's all been done before. And when you have a fear such as the fear of failure, know that that doesn't belong to you. And you have the option to reject that energy if you choose. So what is it that you have been trying to do over and over again, and maybe you've failed and gave up, or maybe you're now unsure about yourself and unsure about what approach to take. Whatever the case may be, Spirit wants you to know that whatever it is you were failing at, it's now time to give it another try. Whatever it is that you thought about doing, but haven't really pulled the trigger on making it happen, the time has come for you to move forward with a game plan on accomplishing whatever it is that you want to do. Maybe you want to be a healer. Maybe you want to have success astral projecting. Maybe you're wanting to open your third eye. Maybe it's lucid dreaming or writing a book or giving spiritual readings. All that's being asked of you in order to accomplish that is leaving the 3D energies behind. And what are those energies? Doubt, lack of self-worth, fear of failure, fear of ridicule and judgment by others, being afraid to leave your comfort zone. So let me tell you, doing this podcast and speaking to you right now is so far out of my comfort zone that I can barely even come up with the vocabulary to describe it. But after years and years of feeling like this is something I should be doing and having to really go through the grinder in order to get to a place where I didn't have all this heavy crap weighing me down, I finally said enough is enough. And I dropped all the bags I was carrying that I was so sure were crucial to my existence. And I moved forward so that I could build the life of abundance and fulfillment that I had always dreamed of. And yeah, I'm just beginning, but the point is that there's no baggage. There's nothing weighing me down. There's no little chirp in my head telling me that I can't do this or I don't deserve this. The canvas for me moving forward is completely blank, and I'm a master artist sitting there in front of it about to paint a masterpiece. So as you're sitting here listening to me now, don't you deserve that? Don't you deserve to become the master creator that you came here to be? Isn't that your birthright? The only answer to that is yes it is, and yes I do. So listening to this message now is your wake-up call. Whatever baggage you're holding on to, drop it right now and be done with it. Feel that weight being lifted off of your spirit. And that doesn't mean you have to uproot your entire life immediately, but when that pressure is taken off of you, the way forward is so clear that no matter anything else that's going on, you can sit here in the now moment, be peaceful, be confident, and have faith that your guidance system is coming online and the family that came with you to support you can now do their job in a way that's not influenced by the lower dimensional things that you were carrying around that you thought you needed and that, had their grip on you for way too long. And maybe there's not some, huge thing that you're looking to accomplish, and that's fine. That's not what all of this is about. Anything you want to do is really just an elective, but in order to turn on your multidimensional technology, you still have to drop that baggage. Because what all of this is about is activating your internal compass so that you can truly express yourself as a creative being in the flesh, so that you can be a pillar of source energy that has the ability to bend this reality just based on its will. And that's the truth about why you came. And, one of my goals in making this podcast is to always be honest, to always be authentic, to not hide information that comes to me based on my own personal agenda, or maybe if something comes to me and I don't feel people are ready, I'm going to say it no matter what. And I have a YouTube channel that is based on information that is channeled from the other side. And it's great. But a lot of my brothers and sisters are ready to step away from that form of communication because in a way it's somewhat of a crutch and it's only meant to get you so far. So if you feel like you're at a place where, it's feeling really repetitive, or it's feeling like the message has become kind of vague, there's only so much information that you can get from those mediums. And the good stuff is on the other side of you clearing and doing this work in order to activate your own stream of communication with your team and your higher self. Because there's a lot of things you need to know that you can only get from your soul. Because, yeah, the ascension process is planet wide and affecting all of the collective, but it's also very personal. This is your personal journey. And it's really easy to get caught up in what everyone else is doing and find yourself wrapped up in someone else's truth, while behind the scenes in the meantime, your higher self is trying to steer you back to inside. Because honestly, with what's going on the planet right now, and everything that's being said, and everything that's going on, there's a lot of information out there, there's a lot of conspiracies, there's a lot of wishful thinking, and that's all fun, that's fine, and there are things going on, and there's a lot of truth to that. But just be aware that it's very hard to maintain your inward focus while you're anticipating external things going on. And what I mean by that is, if you're constantly looking outside of yourself, anticipating things that are going to happen, you may miss a notification from your angels telling you what to do, or to take a right turn, or to proceed forward, or to, leave a job, leave a family situation. So at this time, my advice to you, as the outside world gets a little bit crazy, turn your focus inward. Because the world needs you to be in tune with who you are. The world needs you to anchor that energy here, so that as this slate is wiped clean for us, the foundation can remain strong. So what's created from this point forward will be something that serves everybody. Because, like I said before, we all deserve love. We all deserve abundance. We all deserve health, and to know that our family and loved ones are taken care of. So in the days that follow, get back up on the horse. Restart that project. And remember that whatever it is that you're supposed to do is just based on what do you want to do. The guides want you to stop deferring to them and lead the way. Because what their job is to do is to honor your free will, as my niece cries in the background. She's adorable, so that's okay. But what I'm trying to say is, the guides are here to clear the path for whatever it is that you decide to do. And once again, I'm going to end the podcast there so that I can go dance to Frozen 2 with my niece. Thank you all for being here, and remember to like and subscribe. And right now, just enjoy your extra time with family. Enjoy not having people coming in and out all the time. You can, just hang out and watch a movie, meditate, do whatever it is that you do to be happy and to spend time together. And with that being said, I will leave you with the pure joy of a child playing. Goodbye, family.